His voice is quiet and emotionless. Greetings, Commander. To be granted an audience with a figure of such importance is a great honor. Your victories have impressed and inspired me, which is why I wish to do my part to the Crusade's struggle. Who this? My name is Weld, and I'm a Khalid. My lineage dates back to the Sarkorian clans, and bonds of kinship have always been sacred to my family. When the world wound opened, my ancestors fled Sarkoris, but they did not forget their homeland, even before the Crusade began. My great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather marched in defense of our people. He perished, as they all did. My great-grandfather and his eldest sons joined the first crusade. My grandfather joined the second. Our family's warriors have fought in every crusade, and that is why our bloodline is now extinct. They say this crusade will be the last, and so I've come, alone, for there is no one else. Alas, I am no warrior, but I still wish to be of use to you. Sus? How do you plan to help me? For 23 years I've been gathering documents on Sarkoris. They contain numerous mentions of the history of the Blackwater Clan. The clan was beset by demons, as its members had dedicated themselves to creating a powerful weapon against the world wound. The clan needed more time, but no support came from their neighbors, and so the Blackwaters were destroyed. But the fate of the clan is not important right now. What is important is that thanks to certain ancient maps, I've been able to pinpoint the location of their settlement. If you go there, you'll be able to verify my findings, and if you happen to find a weapon that will help you fight the demons, it'll bring me satisfaction and pride. My life will have purpose. Is this guy trying to scam us? What kind of weapon was the Blackwater Clan working? My thoughts on this matter are pure speculation. Perhaps it was a blade that could cut down even a demon lord, or an artifact that could call upon the endless host of spirits, or a circlet that could reverse the flow of time, or erase planetary invaders from reality. Okay, you don't know anything. You have an odd way of speaking. I'm a scholar. I know how to speak through manuscripts, okay. Do we execute them? I mean, this does seem a little bit odd. He comes here claiming to be a Khalid, with a sub-story of how his entire lineage has died in the Crusade, which, if anything, would give him a motive to end the Crusade, right? But I don't see how this would be any more of a betrayal than walking into a trap where we fight some ish and get EXP and maybe some loot. Sure. We'll amuse him for now. Pleases me to be of use to you. Okay. Okay, what's up, Evia? Commander, I have some information to you, though what I found out is mostly innocent. Might be a cause for concern. Okay. What do you mean? It's about the well-being of one of your companions. Is that so? Soldiers have been gathering in the graveyard to play cards. We usually turn a blind eye to such things, though it's against regulations. We let them enjoy themselves as long as they don't cause too much trouble. And it's usually the case, but recently my people have noticed social among them, and the gambling seems to be having an unhealthy effect on him. As you know, I usually keep my nose out of other people's private affairs, but with all these spies and cultists, I have too much on my plate as it is. Thanks for the info. Jesus! Oh. A fresh bruise swells on the huntress' cheekbone. Wendog releases a furious hiss reminiscent of a nest of fighting vipers. I'm so sick and tired of it. I can't tell what irritates me more, the stupidity of the Uplanders' way of life, or the arrogance with which they call anything else savagery. Perception. Take a closer look at Wendog. Okay, good roll. Under her mask of anger, you can clearly see her insecurity and wounded pride. Okay, what happened? She avoids eye contact and grovels quietly. It was nothing. I had to run it with a bunch of morons who have crap for brains. Okay, tell me everything. This crooked tiefling approached me. He was fawning over me and smiling, and he bought me some good wine, and he kept saying he'd be thrilled if I just take a look at his weapons. He said he was a craftsman and he'd be really flattered if a fighter of my quality appraised his work. So I did, and he kept pushing. Take a look at this blade. Try out this bow. The scumbag. Oh no, did you get scammed? Did you get scammed? He drunk you under the table. So I chose a dagger for myself. A good one, with a blackened blade and a skinner. I really liked it. I picked it up, praised the work of that horn-headed scum, told him he was a decent craftsman, and that I was impressed, and off I went. But then he pounced on me, grabbed my arm. You must understand, mistress, that I couldn't let that go unpunished. So I knocked his teeth out with the handle of that very same dagger. Okay. I don't see a problem yet, Wendog. And he started yelling that I stole from him. And a crowd gathered and everyone was giving me dirty looks like they were all so superior, as if I was some savage who crawled out of a hole just to bother these squeaky clean scumbags. What do they know? In Netholm, every craftsman sees it as an honor if a hunter chooses his weapon. And these Uplanders, ugh. Ooh. Do you really care what they think of you? A hunter must be respected. A hunter fights so the tribe can survive. A hunter dies first so the tribe can live on. Those Uplanders aren't my tribe, and if they despise me and laugh at me, why should I fight for their lives? Why should I die? If only I'd known that for my blood, I'd get paid in mockery. I would have thought twice before leaving the caves. World's full of idiots. Sometimes I feel like knocking a couple teeth out too. You're not saying that to comfort me, are you? I don't need to be comforted. No, I just don't give a darn about the toothless thiefling or what people might say about you. I knew you would understand. It's not like I give a damn what they say. Why would I? Stupid Uplanders. Ha! There's one question left to answer. What should I do with this dagger now? You can keep it. I'll consider it a gift from you. Oh, there you go. But then we also get the dagger. Oh my gosh! Does everybody and their dog have an audience? Is that okay? My name is Captain Selkin. I command the vanguard of the mercenary group called the Blackstone Company. We've come from Mandoran to assist you. Okay. Why do you want to join off with us? Queen Galfrey paid for her services, but please do not think we're fighting for gold alone. We're true sons and daughters of Andlarn, so the ideals of equality and resisting enslavement ring true in our hearts. I mean, look, they can go and die on the front lines, it's all fine. Okay. Tell me about your unit. Blackstone Company is proud to be recognized as one of the finest. We're not a bunch of unscrupulous sellswords. I mean, I don't... You say that like that's a bad thing. Okay. Tell me about yourself. Okay, get on with your duties then. What the heck? Darren? What is with the flowers in my throne room? The overwhelming fragrance of roses hits you as soon as you enter the headquarters. Roses occupy every inch of available space, fresh and sweet smelling as if they have just come into bloom. The scene is capped off by Darren, who stands in the center of his rosarium with a single red rose in hand and an expression of utter innocence on his face. Ah, Commander M, it's so good you dropped by. As you can see, I've been working on a little something, and I'm afraid some of your advisors are less than happy about it. Uh-huh. I can imagine him having, you know, the smug anime dark hero with cape and, you know, the eye mask thing holding a rose. Sure, if by a little something you mean an entire shipment of freshly cut roses teleported here from some southern country, you could have outfitted an entire unit with the money you spent on this. Fortunately, they were my own personal funds, so I spent them as I saw fit. The gloomy citadel needed an injection of beauty. That's none of my business, of course, but I've known you for a long time, Darren Haranday. This whole thing looks like another scandalous stunt concocted to rile up the Crusaders. If you want to pay court to the commander, don't do it in our headquarters. Okay, do you have something to say to the Count? A tragic misunderstanding has occurred. The thing is, I had no intention whatsoever of courting the commander in the romantic sense of this word. It never even crossed my mind. I do not know what led you to such partial conclusion. According to recent research conducted by Absalom scholars, the scent of roses reduces stress and fatigue, refreshes one's thoughts, and stimulates intellectual activity. So I only had the good of the Crusade in mind when I placed these flowers here. My actions were entirely selfless and sincere. Wow! Either way, it's a wonderful gift, I guess. Oh, let's go. Pluck a petal from the rose in Darren's hand. I can't wait to learn more about the unique properties of roses. I shall be happy to share my knowledge, someday, under more amenable circumstances. I do believe my work here is done. Till next time, Emily. Wow. This guy! What now? Commander, how is our crusade doing? Our crusade? You weren't exactly thrilled to join last time I checked. Of course I wasn't thrilled, but in unfavorable circumstances a man cannot allow himself to wallow in gloom and despondency. What a man can do is look on the bright side of the whole situation and change his circumstances as much as possible. I, for instance, am certain that I'd be able to throw a rip-roaring party even in the crater of an erupting volcano, with my hands tied behind my back. And why are you here? Oh, it's just a trifling thing. I wish to make a donation to the Crusade cause. It seemed a smart decision to me, because what's good for the Crusade is now tightly intertwined with what's good for yours truly. Go on. Band of Pox Pustulus, okay. I did have to give the revenue from my estates a good shake-up and send a few couriers scurrying about, but in the end I managed to acquire a couple of decent items. All in all, here's my donation to the Crusade and its commander. You must try them out for yourself. I offer these gifts from the bottom of my heart. Ah, can sense your own agenda in the choice of gifts. Pox, Pustles, Ray of Sickening. Clever, clever Darren. Darren smirks slightly. I thought of you while selecting these gifts. And now I must beg your forgiveness and bid you farewell. I still have plans to order and send a package of special gifts to my dearest cousin. By the way, take a closer look at my gifts. You might find something special in there. Darren? What the heck, bro? Oh my gosh! Grandma Gretlen, the director. Good day, your commandership. It's we, the artistic board of the Next Door Theater. We're still working on our piece about your heroism. We have even taken a few new crew members. We now have a master of stage equipment and scenery. It's my granddaughter Tina. Tina, say hello to her commandership. Commandership? I'm not a boat. We're faced with another dilemma. We simply can't decide on a climactic moment for the act that's all about the Battle of Dresden. Here, you listen to the options. Uh-oh. Option 1, the commander, so that's you, launches herself out of a catapult and smashes down the fortress wall, allowing the armies to rush inside. Do we even need to read the other options? Option number 2, the commander, that's you, again, masquerades as a Balor and creeps into Dresden in disguise and then opens the gate to the Crusaders. Option number 3, so that's you, again, rides the attack of an enormous mountain goat, or should we call it a battering ram. Gosh darn it, Grandma! And it breaks down the city gates. Well, what's it? Look, send me out of a catapult. Wonderful, wonderful. It's high time we injected some thrills into our show. Uh-oh. The catapult was my favorite from the very start. It's not considered too lowbrow a device for a serious dramatic offering. Did you forget the role of the commander is played by a Cyclops? How are we going to launch Lambkin out of a catapult? We're going to find a catapult that won't just break under his weight. Calm yourself, Tina. It's just a minor snag. You can't achieve success without a few difficulties along the way. Think of something, you'll see. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh! What the heck? Commander, I don't know what exactly the conflict between you and Sir Cr is, but please resolve it. His ever-bright Crusaders are a large and experienced force. Our strategy relies heavily on them. However, they have maintained a separate command structure, but lately Sir Cr has stepped back from his duties, leaving his people without unclear leadership. So this is one of the first guys who arrived to assist, and he was not impressed by us, okay? The knights are confused and I don't know what to do. Maybe it's time Sir Cr placed his troops under your command. He's not a young man and his position must be challenging to him. Okay, what do you know about his trouble? Just rumors. His mind is somewhere else. He's anxious. Okay. I'll talk to him. Zacharias! Oh, this is the Lich Lord! The grim voice of Zacharias the Lich suddenly booms inside your head. Student! You have proven yourself a worthy crusader. To defeat the demons in this war, you have fearlessly sought the secrets of death. Your determination deserves respect. Now you can proceed with your transformation into a Lich. I mean, we're already one. For that, I shall need a suitable laboratory where I can scrutinize and condition your spiritual body in solitude, preparing it for rebirth. As for you, you will need a place from which you will rule over the legions of the dead. Give the orders to erect a ziggurat in Dresden. Okay. It must be an imposing building, one worthy of receiving me as its guest. This is where you will discover eternal life. If the need arises to demolish a few buildings for the construction, ensure that they are located far enough away from the squalor of the slums. I do not wish for my entire ingredient storage to be ravaged by rats. I'll demolish each and every house in Dresden if I have to. Oh my god! Captain Odin. Tall, gaunt half-elf salutes you solemnly. Commander, it's an honor to call this first meeting in the military council to order. I'm Captain Obden, and I've been serving under your commander ever since the assault on the Grey Garrison. I will do my best to be of as much use to you as possible in this role. The foundation of military is cold and calculation and discipline. These are the principles I will seek to impart to the Crusaders. If we are to win this war, we must forget about mercy for our enemies, for our troops, and for ourselves. While Commander, your sister Sela is no renowned general, but she spent half her little life tussling with evil. It looks like I'll be stepping up on behalf of all of Iomede's faithful in here. I hope my advice will prove useful. Why are you still here, Sela? Mistress, your army needs to change. The Uplanders have already proven that their methods of warfare are lacking, and their fastidiousness leads to unnecessary losses. I'll teach them how to cast aside their morals and destroy the enemy by the most ruthless means available. Our first issue of the military council agenda is the reorganization of troops. Our infantry has been bled dry. The forces Her Majesty granted us were enough to take Dresden, but we need more troops to hold it. Furthermore, the army was assembled in great haste after the assault on Canalbrist and was never adequately equipped. Unfortunately, we don't have much time for redeployment. Our scouts report that a powerful Balor yes, nailed it, is already preparing to a retaliatory strike in Dresden. But we can rely on freshly conscripted Mendevian soldiers. They may not have the skill, but our strength, as always, lies in numbers and the fervor of the volunteers joining the Crusades. We can't throw everyone into a might grinder. We'll just get our youth killed for nothing. We need to select the best among the recruits, or even better, hold a contest. The bravest and most capable will join the Crusaders. The death count is always highest in the infantry. Its purpose is to serve as a shield. It would be wise to invest our resources in hiring and training heavy footmen with shields to ensure maximum protection, even if it limits their mobility and makes them less threatening to the enemy. Ooh. Oh, thanks for the follow there. Not gonna unlurk you, but I appreciate you. Wenda, I have noticed not all Uplanders are equal. While some eat and drink all they like, others sit in stone cells for gongs on end, feeding on refuse. You call these criminals? They have no rights, so why don't we force them to join our ranks and get ourselves a fresh supply of troop? Okay, we have some effects here. We can hold a contest. This will get us champions, powerful shock infantry. All footmen are promoted to champions, okay. Shield bearers, defensive infantry, okay. I don't like the... I mean, it's evil. I do like the idea, but low morale seems rough. Conscripts. No, I feel like heavy shield bearers is good. Because the fewer of them that die, the less we strain our infirmary on our generals, meaning we get to keep more of the soldiers. I want to hear the opinions of my advisors. Regil, why do you insist on shield bearers? The infantry is a meat shield intended to catch the blade of the opposing army in its flesh. The shield must be reliable. That is all that is required of it. That is why I would like to see our well-armored shield bearers as our foot soldiers. We must have the option of pitting ranks of footmen against the tide of rampaging demons. Know certainly that they will not scatter or die until they have completed their task. You know what? Regil has a good point. Let's go, shield bearers. Actually, tell me about this dude. Most trusted servant of the demon lord Iskari. Among the historians of the Mendevian Crusade, he is known as a strategist of the Whirlwind. He is not as renowned as Minago or the conqueror of Dresden Hepsamira, daughter of Baphomet, but he has claimed the most major victories over the forces of Mendev. He's a general and quite possibly one of the best tacticians in the entire Abyss. I've been studying his style of warfare for years. He may seem like an ordinary demon, and not a typical war taskmaster, but that's a fallacy. Like a beast following a scent, he senses weakness in his enemy's defenses and strikes at them, sending soldiers to bring targeted carnage. His uncanny charisma attracts more and more soldiers to him, so he's never short on troops and sacrifices them like pawns, whenever he pleases, in order to achieve his victories. Okay. Let's go, shield bearers. I will monitor the recruiters' work and the preparation of all necessary equipment. Okay. Lady Konomi. Okay. Commander, the matter before us are urgent, so let's not stand on ceremony. I'm Lady Konomi, the official attaché of Neresian. Wait, hold on, this name. The capital of Mendev. Okay. Here are my credentials. Okay, she presents a scroll adorned with Godfrey's seal. Okay. Her Majesty has instructed me to lead your headquarters diplomatic council. Honestly, I was surprised when Lady Konami asked me to join his council, but I will do my best to fill the shoes of a trained diplomat. Okay. I, like many nobles, have been trained in diplomacy, and in fact, I hold the title of Royal Emissary. It's passed down the Arendelle line. I must say that prior to this day, I employed my diplomatic skills solely to undermine Mendev's international reputation. It is time to break that habit. I imagine preventing international scandals will be just as interesting as causing them. Who knows, I might even enjoy it. Okay. What's this council and why